Alright. We are up to the terrace. I guess all we can do is go down here.
Centuries of service and practice.
So we could demolish this for whatever reason. Is there loot back there? You see a number of containers of some sort beyond the enclosure. Okay. Then, yeah, use a melta to demolish the wall, please.
A trivial task.
I'll
Keep a
lay
sharp
claim
eye.
to the stars.
Armor of Despair. Avenger Tactical Gauntlets. Whenever an attack of opportunity is performed against the wearer gains 1 stack of vengeance. Character attacks of opportunity deal an additional 0 damage for each stack of the effect. Using non-attack ability grants the wearer +5 bonus to dodge and parry for each enemy adjacent to the wearer for 1 round. None of these strike me as terribly important, but I will grab them. We can't get back there, so it was just grabbing that 1 crate.
Victory awaits!
And did give me a melta to make up for the melta I had to spend, I suppose. And it feels like our formation is terrible. No, just looked like Irliet was at the front, which I super wouldn't want. Alright, Marzai, Abelard, and a cautious pilot are here. I don't see all of our Farseer friends. The 2 pilots are already disarmed and shackled. They give you a haunted look as you approach them, but do not dare to say anything. 2 pilots, I see 1. You take a glance at the Xenos boat. Sure, its design and certain parts appear bizarre, but you can still guess their purpose. You could probably steer it. I can steer a gondola, Elentok. We do not need these pilots. I'm guessing either if we take them with us, they'll betray us and something will get harder about our mission. Or if we kill them and don't take them, then maybe something will be harder because we needed them because they're better at steering or something. I need to get to the top of the spire of the Reaving Tempest. You're in the presence of a rogue trader, Ignatius von Valencius. You will be granted the privilege of ferrying me to the apex of the spire of the Reaving Tempest. Leave while you can, Irliet take the helm. Let the non-entities run away. Marzai take us where we need to go. Everyone inside is dead. I need this boat. You live or you die, your choice. Kill them both. You're just surplus to requirements. Yeah, I think we just tell them how it is. We've already killed everyone else. That should encourage them not to try and betray us. You live or you die, your choice. The pilots look at the fresh blood all over your face and clothes, exchange glances, and take off running without a word. The gondola is yours. Ah. Or that was us telling them that they could run. It's probably fine. Apparently we're confident that we can steer it, and we have a couple of Eldari who are confident they can steer them to the Spire of Reaving Tempest. I guess maybe I should have talked to Abelard while he was there as a non-party member. Alright, definitely go backwards, grab the goods. The dim light sources of Komora glow like swamp lights, making you dizzy and nauseous.
Follow my lead.
The gargantuan spire is too large to see in its entirety. Its true proportions are shrouded in shadows, and you feel as if those shadows try to envelop and swallow you whenever you look away. Grinning savagely, Ulfar says with an undisguised joy, I smell blood in the air. Blood that is about to be spilt. I hear the echo of clashing swords and the terrified screams of Xenos writhing under our heel. All Father, what a marvelous feast you have prepared for me. The colors here are especially dark and dangerous. It is as if I am drowning in a bottomless ocean of billowing haze, but what is it? I feel a faint tremor coming from deep inside the spire, like the call of the Imperium, except much purer. Huh. Call of the Imperium, but pure. Deep in the spire. I don't know what that would be. The spire of the Reaving Tempest, the seat of my cabal, but the place to find respite from the scheming of our enemies, and a deadly trap for those too weak and soft for our ranks. Marjai tilts his head and glances at you. The heart of the spire contains a secret, an ancient webway gate that has remained sealed for many, many eons. Eurymerus kept it in case Vex's noose happened to tighten around the Cabal's neck. No one save for her and a certain other Cabalite knows where exactly in real space the gate leads. A perfect escape route, and I can open it for you. It's settled in. Let's get out of this hole. How do you know how to unseal the gate? I find such deep trust between two Drukhari too good to be true. Or I do not trust you, it must be a trap indeed to secure a pardon for yourself. Yeah, I find such deep trust between two Drukhari too good to be true. Trust? How unreliable. No, I simply abducted and tortured the Cabalite who was privy to this secret. There is even a chance that Eurymerus believed the story about the pathetic weakling running off. I do not trust you. It must be a trap intended to secure a pardon for yourself. Bah! The Cabalite lets out a grim laugh. It will take more than your hide for Eurymerus to accept me back. Still, have it your way. It will provide me with a great deal of amusement to watch you scurry about in search of a different escape out of Komorra. I have a... Marjai stops, searching for the right word. A desire. Before we leave the spire, there is something I want to pick up. Something memorable. I left it in the Cabal's abode. I do not want it to fall in the hands of others when carrion eaters and looters flood the spire after we are gone. There could be something in it for you. He lets the last word hang in the air. Fine, just point out where this property of yours is. Of course, first we need to find my raider, most likely at the end of the dock, outside the spire. Let's go to the end of this terrace before we enter the spire. Alentok. Iliad touches the glowing stone in her chest and turns her aching gaze to the spire. Her face is burdened with a strange expression, as if a roaring torrent of sadness, fear, and rage is about to erupt. My kin from Krudarok are still there. I can sense it, as I can sense the flames of their souls inexorably going out. Fury and fear are devouring me from the inside out, and I do not know what frightens me more, the grim answers that hide behind the spire's walls, or the scars that my heart will bear once I discover them. Yet I must learn the truth about my world. Perhaps this is the day the outcast finds her path again. Come along, when we find the Farseers, you will have all your answers. I doubt we have time for Xenos rescue missions. Xenos have caused my house enough grief as of you, but gone, I'm no longer interested in your talents. Now come along, we will find the Farseers and you will have your answers. You speak the truth, Alentok. Let us be on our way. We will tear the lives from the clutches of my insatiable cousins. She turns her face to you, and despite her tense expression, you see the corners of her mouth twitch. I find myself wondering if a single Farseer, gazing at the hazy visions of things yet to come, ever glimpsed a future where the key to their salvation stemmed from the duel of a monkey and an outcast. You said that before. As for the webway gate that the Arbanian mentioned, for it to open before you and let you enter the webway, you would require help from one of our kind. Iliad's brow furrows. I could try to open the gate, but to do that, I would need a certain construct, a resonance device. The masters of this place must keep it close at hand. If you wish for me to use my knowledge and open a path out of Komorra for us, find this item. Without it, I am powerless to make the webway open. The webway allow us entry into its labyrinths. Iliad, what's the plan to find your kin? Farseers are not easy captives to keep. Whatever the Dark Ones are using to repress my kin's powers, those tools will be noticeable. I will find a way to use them. Marjai, what should we expect to find inside the spire? Cabalites, witches, incubi, at Eurymerus' side. He pauses for a moment, an expression of concern flashing across his pale features. That is all. The expression of concern after you said all of those. Makes me think there's something else you're not telling me. But alright, let's venture into the depths of the spire. The spire of the Reaving Tempest welcomes you with muffled noises seeping from its dark walls. Distant voices, footsteps, and screams of pain.
It's about
So
time.
his ship is docked around here somewhere. The vast towers of Koronus spring up out of the darkness surrounding the spire at insane angles, violating all the laws of physics and perspective. We'll grab that.
Take heed, rogue trader.
Yep, it is trapped. But I don't see a way to undo the trap. Which strikes me as odd. Because I can't click on it. It's just highlighted like it's a trap. And then he had told me to... Yeah, we passed the awareness. He told me to go to his ship at the end before we went in. Which I'm assuming is where we're at, but I don't see anything of note. So maybe he was just wanting us to find it. Or at least we'd be able to see where it is, but we can't interact with it yet. Alright, Abelard. Anything you want to say while we're here? Oh no, I can just potentially change my party members. Okay. I don't think I need Abelard or Marajai on this mission. Realistically, I should probably bring Marajai. But I don't like him. So... It's not to say anything negative about Owlcat Studios. They did a great job with him. He just doesn't fit the vibe of my party. So we can go down here. Or around this way where something is shooting at prisoners. Keep him underleveled in case he betrays us? Yeah, that's part of my thought, yes. Alright, if we go over there to check out this Lord Xenos, we're probably going to get shot by something. I could go around and hope that there's a way to shut off whatever is shooting. That's probably the smart call. Because surely we're going to make our way this way later anyway.
Incredible. Your heart, esteemed Magos, shines with a kaleidoscope of colors, albeit one made of metal.
Only laypersons believe feelings to be the preserve of flawed flesh. We know the higher passions granted by the Omnissiah, the aversion to tech corruption, the blessing of compliance with the canon of maintenance, and the satisfaction of effective devotional service.
Yeah. Sinister Labyrinth looks like a death trap. It was probably created for just such a purpose. We can remove a barrier.
My
Okay.
house would be proud of me.
So now we can continue that way, or we could go around this way. Well, we've got goods. Might as well grab those. It's weird that we're not running into any enemies. And more just random shooting from something. Well, let's...
Brothers, take heed.
Let's avoid going that way.
My success,
Hopefully we find
irrefutable certainty.
whatever is shooting.
What is that?
That is a trap.
Successful.
Connect the platforms. Sure. Okay. Alright. Lord Xenos. Who is my Lord Xenos person? Probably Pascal, right? 105. Yeah. Pascal.
Watching the lazy handle sacred technology breaks my heart. Figuratively speaking, my
Wait for it to
cardiovascular
shoot.
augmentation can withstand much more than high blood pressure.
Please turn this off.
Corridor is blessed with multifunctionality.
There we go. So that turned off the guns.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Watch your steps.
Disarm this trap for me, please.
The machine god grants the insight.
We have found a Farseer.
Something of interest.
Kaitan, my son. The Eldari Farseer's tortured body is barely moving. You've seen abject creatures like this before, stitched together from several bodies. Their miserable existence serves but to satisfy their homunculus master's morbid interest in perversions of the flesh. And yet, this one is not like the others. A twin face stitched together from parts of several male and female Eldari turns its unseeing gaze toward you. Its eyes have been crudely sewn shut. You have come, my son. The woman's ghostly whisper escapes the cut-up lips, oozing blood and pus. Hold the line. Don't let the corruption spread further. A commanding shout comes with a cough from inside the ripped-open thorax, where 3 hearts are beating inside a single ribcage, as in a prison of bone. I finished the statue, master. A fleeting, satisfied expression passes over the stitched face as a suave young voice interrupts the warlike shouting. We are the united in the shadows of the great tree, sister. Until Kaela Minsha Kain claims our hearts. Your elucidator discerns yet another voice, soft and profound. Oh, Isha, mother of all life, may your blessing protect the children of Asurion from the abominations of bodily and spiritual torture. The Eldari's hand twitches as she reaches for her weapon. What are you? Reticle, wound the monster. You're a sight. Let's see how you like this. Kill the Farseers. You should look away. I'll put them out of their misery myself. Iconoclast. Nothing of your kin is left in this creature, and they're suffering, Iliad. Let's leave this creature alone. What are you? Forgive me, Kaitan. Ever since the founding of our craft world, I took upon myself the duty of caring for Krudark's children. Yet my own son, oh my Kaitan, why did your path have to take you so far from home? Today, Cain bloodied his hands again, with our blood and others. You must learn to accept your fears to tame your anger. The ebullient, youthful laughter sounds entirely out of place in this dark place. Lenartha, my love, I dedicate my last statue to you. Don't cry. My path of the sculptor may be at its end, but I have a different path ahead of me. Will you walk it with me? Today we mourn the lost, our sons and daughters and brothers and sisters, and parents and lovers whose souls the wind took. I doubt they can hear you. The homunculus experiments have twisted more than their bodies. Their minds and souls have been remolded into something wrong. All of this is wrong. It must not be. The Eldari's usually calm voice is trembling with either anger or fear. Awareness. Examine the creature. Hey, it's an awareness that Cassie doesn't have 100% on. Maybe I should have taken the ability that would have increased it. For persuasion, whoever you are, we have come for answers. Help us make sense of what happened to your world. Use psyker powers to revive the Farseers. That's a thought. Kill them, or these are your kin. You should decide what happens to them. Let's attempt to examine the creature first. Succeeded. Besides the meticulously sutured limbs, the twin face with all eyes sewn shut, and the dissected thorax, you notice the faint gleam of steel strips soldered into the creature's neck, hands, and shins. The strange energy they emit reminds you of the technology behind the psi shackles used to restrain psykers in the Imperium. Whoever you are, we have come for answers. Help us make sense of what happened to your world. The monstrosity takes its time as it turns its twin face, on which every eye has been sewn shut, towards you, and slowly opens its female lips. A coarse Eldari voice breaks the momentary silence. What is this? A monkey dares to speak to a Farseer? A woman's whisper from male lips interrupts. It hurts. It hurts. Kill us, please. The young voice shouts out of both of the monstrosity's mouths, and you hear the 3 hearts beat faster in the creature's chest. Daughter of Asurian, who has walked the path of the outcast. Mercy, grant us mercy. I came here hoping to find answers to my questions, but what do I see? Only the pain and suffering of those I failed to save, those I abandoned when they needed me. Your presence on Crudorak would hardly have changed anything. You would most likely be dead now. You cannot know that. No one can. Juliet shakes her head in sadness and turns her gaze to the motionless monstrosity. What am I to do with him, Alantok? So we don't have the option to use our psychic powers to search his mind anymore. That's a shame. But I think yeah, both are fine, whether we do it ourselves to kill them or whether we have Irliet give them mercy. I'm going to go with the Iconoclast. It's not our main direction, but it's one we have used regularly enough. You've been asked for mercy. Granted. Irliet winces, then draws her weapon with resolve. You are right, Alantok. After everything that happened, I have no right to leave them like this. The shadow of She Who Thirsts is creeping ever closer upon their already twisted souls, but I will not allow her to devour what is left of them. The Homunculus condemned 4 Farseers to monstrous suffering by locking their minds in one body. Yeah.
Operation successful.
Okay, that allows us to go even farther down that way. This is a big, sprawling complex. Research paper. The thick stack of pages, made of strange material, has been hastily tied with a coarse piece of string. The pages are covered in sharp, uneven handwriting and have brown stains on them. Goal: several-fold increase in Veil's energy. Note: enhancing the Veil connection will require merging the minds of 4 specimens. Note: 4 individuals, 2 male, 2 female, selected from among Crudorak Farseers. Aside from their Veil connection, the specimens have no common traits. Merging process expected to be fascinatingly painful. Stage 1. Hearts of 3 Eldari placed inside the thorax of the 4th, the most resilient among them. Redundant original heart removed. Other internal organs preserved. Specimens conscious throughout the surgeries. Stage 2. Despite the blockers, the partial brain transplants were accompanied by several energy discharges, resulting in equipment damage. The potential is amazing. The integrated subject was punished by an intramuscular injection of an acidic solution that erodes soft tissue from the inside. Stage 3. Subject stable and controllable, undergoing significant physical and psycho-emotional distress as the Eldari minds are becoming aware of the situation. The energy discharges increase every time the blockers are eased or pain receptors are directly stimulated, confirming the expected result. In order to intensify the pain experience, the subject will be nourished by essence of its own torture. Stage 4. The Eldari consciousness are trying to consume one another, perhaps in order to lower the net pain awareness. Curious, the subject must continue to be saturated with its autogenic agony, with added psychotranquilizer injections. Note: enhance the subject's physical suffering with internal bone tissue disintegration. After that, the notes become indecipherable. Y'all are monsters. So let's see. Yeah, this takes us to a place where we've got a bit more loot. But there's also stuff over here we haven't picked up yet. And down here. I think this is, yeah, where a gun was firing that we skipped. Probably we could have done the same thing with Pascal. I'm guessing because this is where we made the bridge, this is where we're actually going to end up trying to head. So this should be fine to head down here. Just want to make sure I'm not going to miss stuff.
None none shall stand in my way.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
Whoever's imprisoned inside the capsule, they are moving ever so slightly. So it's someone alive in there. More research papers. Deliverance as the activation order code word? Excellent. 43. Sequential joint removal, starting with the fingers. The process resulted in death, as in every previous instance. The body will be reformed and regrown. 59. Internal organs excised and placed into an alkaline solution without severance from the nervous system. The subject is observing its dismemberment and experiencing the pain at its full intensity. The agony strengthens the connection to the veil, but the body is weak and inevitably perishes. 71. The subject's body disintegrates faster with each new assembly. Thermobox introduced into the torso for alternate cooling and heating with constant electrical stimulation. The subject survived for 4 minutes longer compared to the previous resurrection. 75. Physical torture discontinued. Audiovisual headband placed on the subject's head to broadcast images of its suffering kin into its consciousness. Cardiac arrest recorded 19 minutes later. 96. Subject in possession of all previous knowledge, including memories of pain and death, and therefore fully compliant. Phenomenal strengthening of the veil connection observed, but the body survives for no longer than 3 minutes under any set of conditions. Huh. A young Eldari's body is floating in a murky glass vat filled with acritic acidic sludge. If the built-in xenocogitators' changing readings are anything to go by, the Eldari is alive, or at any rate, not quite dead. This body belongs to a Farseer. I sense dormant energy coming from his exhausted mind. We must set him free, Alentok. If it's the one who's been constantly tortured by being killed and regrown, and then shown all of the ways it and its kin have died, I don't know what state it'll be in if we let it out. Inspect the vat. Another of the insane homunculus' creations designed for cruel experiments, the vat is part of a larger mechanism which has a small mechanical dashboard built into its casing. You are, however, unfamiliar with the symbols on it. The thick tubes that deliver the suspicious-looking liquid straight into the vitreous depths of the mechanism disappear into its inexplicably smooth casing. The glass itself seems quite brittle, though. Odd. These symbols are unfamiliar to me. I suppose the homunculus is using a special code, so no overly curious assistant can hamper his experimentation. Press every button until the mechanism opens. That's probably bad. Because if there is a way to save this person, surely one of those buttons would render that not happening. Stand back. This calls for good old brute force. I doubt the xenos inside is still alive. Brute force might work, but it would have consequences. Pressing buttons might also work, but might also have consequences. I don't know which is going to work better. It's possible there were other notes around that could have given me another option, and I just haven't found them. But I don't know if I say let's not waste time if we could come back assuming we found notes. I just know they mentioned that the substance inside is acidic, so I don't really want to go with good old brute force. Let's try pushing buttons. You are looking at a dashboard with unfamiliar symbols. Pascal, can you figure out how to open this vat? Thin probing needles extend from the tech priest's fingers, which he uses to study the mechanism with great care. For a while, no sound breaks the silence save for the chirring of his visor. When at last he is done with his examination, Pascal concludes calmly, I recommend simply breaking it. That is the optimal method of unsealing. Ha! I could have given that advice without laying a finger on the vile works of Xenos, but at least the priest knows how to deal with inhuman machinery. A scholar after my own heart. sun symbol, a target symbol, spiral symbol, lightning symbol, crossed out triangle symbol. Brute force, or perhaps we should try another way. Let's try another way. I'm gonna say we'll come back. Let's not waste time. But the Farseer is alive! So it's not gonna allow me to leave and come back. Because this seems like exactly the sort of owl cap puzzle where there's a note somewhere that gives us some of the button code that we have to push. But usually then they would let us leave and go find the code. But I guess not. The Farseer is alive. Irliet does not move from her spot, giving you a scrutinizing look. Did you not promise to help me find answers, Alentok? Perhaps this Farseer can at least tell us what exactly happened to Kruderok. Alright, let's get him out of there then. So we can't leave. Alright, we'll use brute force to get him out. It's probably going to cause damage to us. Careful, watch your step. Can you hear me? It helps the Farseer out of his prison, avoiding the broken glass. Theodari is completely disoriented. His wandering gaze shifts between you and Irliet, then returns to the vat from which he just emerged. My purpose is to comply. Yes, I am born, so I may die. My pain is your delight, master. Okay, Morag, what did that madman do to him? Do you remember who you are and where you came from? I remember the taste of pain, and the smell of pain, and the color of pain, too. You are one who dreams of what has come to pass and what yet lies in the haze ahead, a Farseer from a craft world. Tell us what happened to Kruderok. How did you end up in the homunculus' clutches? Why are you kept in the vat? How did the homunculus order deliverance? We did read that, but I don't remember what it said it would happen. Time to decide what to do with him. What happened to Kruderok? Let's ask our questions first before I say it, because I don't remember what that's going to do. The Farseer stares at his hands in surprise, ignoring Irliet's questions. Every finger in place, but why? The first one goes for the sake of pain and pleasure. The second one disappears when it is time for humility. The third, what happens to the third? Irliet's shoulders sink in defeat. Alentok, I do not think he is going to tell us anything of value. Is there no one left who can answer my questions? How did you end up in the homunculus' clutches? The Farseer looks up with frightened eyes. Be quiet. Master will come back. Master will punish. Piece by piece, piece by piece, piece by piece. Why are you kept in this vat? Farseer looks around the room with interest, ignoring you completely. I have been here many times in my past lives, and I will be in my future ones. An infinite cycle. Irliet shrugs hesitantly. Rebirth, healing, visions of the future? What is the point of eternal life if it only ever brings suffering? Alright, deliverance. The Farseer looks askance at you with apprehension, only for his face to turn completely impassive a moment later. Yes, master. The Farseer folds his hands in an unfamiliar gesture, screws his eyes, and clenches his teeth tightly. Look out, Alentok. Oh. Okay. Deliverance is to turn himself into a psychic bomb. Gotcha. I'm sure Deliverance as the activation order keyword. Excellent. That's all we knew about it. Just activate.
Victory awaits.
That's everything down on this side. What do we have down here? Okay, Morag, what a strange feeling. Irliet clutches her head, and her eyes dart around the torture chamber. Kayla Mensha Kane, take my heart. Placed on a grim stone pedestal in front of you is an intricate game board, broadly similar to the one Regicide players use. Miniature figurines of Drukhari and Asuriani, skillfully fashioned out of onyx and wraithbone, are frozen in elegant poses, opposite each other. Several of them are toppled, and for a moment you think you see fresh blood running from under the game pieces down the small grooves carved into the board. Iliad, are you alright? I'm gonna ask before we just start moving pieces. Iliad stares at the game board, stunned. It seems she never heard your question. Quiet, please stop. Stop torturing my mind. I will not let you become another spirit on the wind. Not for the light of a million stars. Just let me explain myself. Iliad, what is going on? I left Krudrak because that was my path. Is that not what you have been teaching us from birth until the final moments of our lives? I can hear it very well. The mournful lament of our brothers and sisters tortured to death in this room. I prefer not to hear it, but I cannot. As clearly as I hear the melody of your soul's torment, but don't you dare. There is no need to blame me for what happened to you. It clenches her jaw and seems to be breathing entirely. It seems to stop breathing entirely. We can do a persuasion, which will succeed. Intelligence succeeded. One of the Farseers is trapped in the game board, correct? Yikes. Willpower, whatever this is, do not let it take over you. Slap her, enough. We'll go with persuasion. Look at me, Iliad. I am by your side. Everything is alright. Helentalk. Iliad focuses her gaze and clasps the spirit stone on her chest. If you could only hear her pleas and her curses. My heart shatters into 1,000 pieces at the mere sight of this tormented soul. But her words lash my mind more painfully and more ruthlessly than the three-tailed whip torments its victim's flesh. Dark ones possess the cursed gift of inventiveness in torture, and subject their victims to the worst horrors a mortal mind can conceive of. In their torture, they go far beyond the limits of the possible and the permissible. Look closer. These pieces and this board, designed for games that intrigue the mind, were fashioned from the flesh and blood of one of the Farseers. Her immortal soul remains forever connected to them. Why would the Drukhari imprison a Farseer's soul in a board game? Why does the wind blow and the rain fall? Why does starlight illuminate our path and darkness dismay us? It is their nature, for that is the way of the world. The Dark Ones feed on despair and suffering, while the Farseers are powerful beings of unbending will, whose souls, however, are brittle. Every move on this game board causes the Farseers nothing but pain. She feels everything, sees everything, and is aware of everything. She dies with each taken piece and is resurrected at the end of a game. Iliad twists her mouth and averts her guilt-ridden gaze. But I fear there is more to it than a desire to inflict suffering. The homunculus experiment on the Krudrak Farseers is an attempt to subjugate their powers. Normally, the Dark Ones shun all and any manifestations of such abilities, lest they attract the attention of she who thirsts. This is worrying news to me. It looks like the Farseer put you through mental torment. What did she say? That I am a traitor and my path is paved with the bodies of my kin. That I am an outcast who carries the blame for the destruction of my home, since I heard the call of our dying ancestors but did not return in time. And that it should have been me in her place. Is she not bright on every point? No. The pain and suffering have damaged the Farseer's mind. You could not have saved Krudrak alone. Do not let the words of a doomed soul lead you astray from your chosen path. But I could have protected my home and met my end alongside the others. Iliad's own words make her shudder as she stares at the flayed bodies of her brothers and sisters. Still, for as long as at least one child of Krudrak is alive, its memory will not vanish, and I am yet to reach the end of my path. The seed, planted long ago, is yet to grow and bring forth the flower of truth. We can take the Farseer to the ship and save at least what is left of her. My, this trophy will be the first of its kind in my collection. Wow, no. There's no helping the Farseers now. Shouldn't we direct our energy towards saving other possible survivors? Yeah, I'll see if she agrees with the idea of taking her to the ship and saving what's left of her. Maybe there's something that can be done. It is hard to say how much more suffering her soul has yet to endure before we leave this city. She may even be devoured by Silantresh on the way. As forms like these make our souls very brittle and defenseless, But if you think there's a chance she can be saved, I will not stand in the way. I was expecting you to say no. But I guess... Farseer's soul trapped inside this intricate game board protects the artifact's owner from the deleterious influence of the Imperium's forces. I guess we'll take it with us and see what happens. Pascal does not have a guarantee on opening this. That is unusual. Give it a shot.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Whenever the wearer attacks an enemy behind cover with a ranged attack, cover efficiency is decreased by 40% for that attack. Not bad. Gloves of Rapid Desolation increase the rate of fire of the wearer's weapon by 1. Each time an enemy is killed, Perplexed is inflicted on all other enemies in a 2-cell radius. What is Perplexed? Each stack inflicts -10 penalty to any ballistic skill, weapon skill, intelligence, or perception tests. I'm assuming increasing rate of fire doesn't work on single shots. Because if all single shots were suddenly doubled, that'd be way overpowered. Gladiator's healing kit. Alright. Some more goods over here.
It's about time.
Alright, that's everything over here. I know we're over time a little bit, not much. I'm thinking I want to finish exploring the rest of this lower level and then be ready to head up to the upper level where we open these stairs and stop there. So, Pascal, let's move you forward. Looked like there was more to the right to you. It does, in fact, on the map. But it didn't seem like I could go any farther.
Anything worthy of my attention?
Oh, you are still in the blast range. Okay. Lord Xenos to undo this.
Grants me insight.
I don't think that's the disable. How do we get over to the... Oh. Going around this way. Much easier. Run quickly.
Executing request.
Yeah, turn this off for me, please.
Operation successful.
Alright. So we've got some goods here. Collect all that.
I won't tolerate weakness.
There's probably some more experiments around here. No? No notes, no experiments, nothing? Then I guess we can make our way back over to here. Just to see if there is farther to go. Did we not head down here? I guess we didn't.
Pay attention.
You were absolutely correct that there was more to check out.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Oh, this is going to be a combat. Nope, we're saving that for next time. So, yeah, next time we will do this combat. Hopefully find some surviving Farseers. And eventually make our way back up out of this tower. But yeah, we're going to end here for the day. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I will see you all then. Bye.